Welcome to Scarefest 2010. I am the latest and greatest animatronic the world has ever seen. I can talk, and my eyes move left and right.
My brain is the standard operation for the skull. And now what we're going to show you is how to set up your skull when you get it, when you supply your own audio. Hello, welcome to our first tutorial of our animated talking skull with moving jaw and moving eyes. The first thing we're going to show you on the skull is how to remove the skull cap. You just need a very small flathead screwdriver. You just pry along the edge very slightly between the skull cap and the skull until it's loose, and then you just pull it straight off and it comes right off. Inside you'll see it consists of a Picotalk controller, a jaw servo, and then inside here underneath the skull plate you'll see there is a smaller eye servo. The plate is bolted in, then you have the servo wires, which you have the first servo wire goes to the first mouth input, which says mouth on the Picotalk, and then the second one goes to the auxiliary input, which is the eye servo. So the first thing you want to do is you want to plug in all your inputs. So what you want to do is you want to plug in your supplied power supply, because the Picotalk comes pre-programmed as is. So all you need to do is get your audio and put it on whatever source you want to use. We're using the BooTunes here for our audio, which has an SD card. So we took the audio from our computer, put it on the SD card, which is here, and then we just put the SD card in the BooTunes, and we're ready to go. So we're going to use the BooTunes for our audio source. So what we do is we plug in our power supply, which will power up the Picotalk. So the Picotalk is now powered up, and if you notice that you'll see that the eyes start to move in their random movement, which is standard for the Picotalk. The eyes will move randomly whether there's no audio or not. Next thing you do is you will plug in your audio source from the BooTunes into the line in. So you plug that in there, and you'll see it already will start to talk. Then you take your line out, which is the through, and you plug that in, and that'll give you your audio, which is coming from our speaker here. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect that for now.
Classic look, and you know, I'm
going to turn that off.
My diet.
So you don't hear it. So you can hear me. So all you have to do, once you have your audio source programmed, all you have to do is hit the red button here once, and that puts the Picotalk back into program mode. And you'll notice that the LED is flashing 6 times. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to take a small Phillips screwdriver and you're going to turn the yellow trim pot. And the yellow trim pot here is to adjust. What you're going to adjust now is the eyes, whether you want them to be a sweeping motion or a quick movement back and forth. Right now they're set to a quick motion back and forth. That's the standard way we set it here at the factory. So if you turn it all the way counterclockwise, it'll start to sweep back and forth. And we'll show you the sweeping motion here of the eyes. They sweep very slowly back and forth, and you can adjust the amount of sweep by the amount you turn it in the counterclockwise direction. If you want it to go quickly back and forth, you turn it in the clockwise direction, and then you get this type of motion. That's more of a lifelike eye movement. So that's what we prefer here. So once you get that adjusted and you're happy with your eye movement, you hit the button one more time and it'll start to go 7 times. And this is where you're going to adjust your audio sensitivity. So what you would do here is you take and you notice the jaw has opened all the way. So once the jaw is opened all the way, you can now turn your trim pot in a counterclockwise direction until the jaw starts to react to the audio. Once you get the motion and the amount of jaw movement you need or you want with turning the trim pot, you just hit the button one more time. That stores the program, and now you'll have both eye movement and jaw movement for the PicoTalk. Thank you for watching our tutorial on our 2010 animatronic skull. We have a new product that goes along with our skulls for 2010. We have our skull skins that fit snugly over the skull, and they just push on. There's no gluing required. They slide right on, and then they make a completely new look for the skull. These are made out of foam latex, and we have 4 styles for this year, and these are a new product.